with my cousins, with my friends, you know, playing footy or playing touch or playing whatever, marbles. I want to be the best. I'm the baddest. I'm the baddest brother throwing down. They'll never give me my flowers, Joshy. They'll never give them to me because I'm outspoken. I'm proud. I was a bad boy.
You're obviously 21 years old. You've got all the talent in the world. You're one of the up and coming, best players in the game. But you leave to go to the Broncos.
They'd be mad for me for saying this, but that's why I left the game, bro. That's why I feel like I sort of like got crushed from the game and the system. I was the best in the world. They had a try series. I didn't even get picked in that. So I was like, fuck this. Me and Trot, right? We had disagreement, like recently about a certain issue. Like, I've been in your shoes, bro. You know what I mean?
You mentioned Danny Green.
We didn't see eye to eye. He hated me.
Welcome back, everyone, to another cracker episode on the Let's Trot Show, episode 37. And I'm really excited for this one. I can't wait. We got the guy who pretty much put the bridge between rugby league and boxing together. And that's Anthony Mundine. How are you, brother?
What's up, my brother? What's up, Joshy? Good.
How you been, man?
Good, my brother. Been good.
Still looking young? Looking fit?
Good. I try to stay fit, bro. I try to run like 2-3 times a week. Do some boxing a couple of times a week.
Do you miss the sport at all? Rugby league,
man.
boxing? You're happy? You're content where you are?
Content, bro. Like, thank God, alhamdulillah, I had my days, in the sun. And, like, I always thought when I was going through it, in my prime and stuff, I couldn't wait for the day till I wasn't in the lights and, like, moved on the next chapters, you know what I mean?
Wow, that's like not many players have that kind of mindset when they're at the peak of their game too.
Yeah.
What do you get up to these days now?
I got a couple of businesses, bro. I got a construction business with my brother boy Ghosh. There's Phantom Siren. People would know him from footy.
Where did he start? I'm trying to remember what game.
St. George.
It was St. George.
We played. I can't remember exactly what game it was, but it was like the scrum was close to our try line, and I was about to had like 20 seconds or so to get do the scrum, and then he busted the Phantom Siren and it stopped the game.
Did it actually legit stop the game?
Stopped the game and finished. They didn't even practice scrum, so he just started running off the field.
You're kidding?
Yeah, bro.
How the fuck did you get that wrong? He would have done it a couple of times, surely.
He'd done it a few times. Then they called him a couple of times.
Oh wow, that's unreal. Obviously, you keep in touch with the sport these days.
Yeah,
like, who did you support growing up as a kid?
As a kid, obviously when I was a kid, probably them duels against Para and Manly.
Yeah, those were big games.
They were big games. I remember them vaguely, and I used to love the Zip, Brett Kenny. They were my guys. I was a bit of a Para fan.
Well, yeah. I wouldn't have thought that.
Coming up, and probably just jumped on the bandwagon.
like everyone else. You grew up around the St. George area, right? Like
Canterbury. I grew up in Canterbury for the first 12, 13 years. Then went to Elwood, just across the next suburb.
Sounds exactly like me. Grew up in Lakemba, moved to Elwood.
Yeah.
Went to Holy Spirit in Lakemba. You went to school. I
went to Canterbury Boys.
Did ya?
Yeah, I went to 4 different high schools, bro.
Why was that? Who was the problem? Were the schools the problem, or the?
No. I went to Canterbury Boys. Then obviously I don't know what happened with mum and dad. They was having issues. And she got me out of the Canterbury Boys. We went to Coonabarabran. It's up past Dubbo, out west. That's my auntie was out there with my cousins living. So I went out there. Went to school. Year 7. It was year 7. I went to school out there for 6 months, and come back. And then I went to Cleveland Street High School, where all the brothers were, like Wesy P and all the Aboriginal boys. Lindsay Munro, one of my closest brothers. I went there for a couple of years. Graduated my year 10 there, and then I went to because my brother boy Lindsay went to Glebe High.
You went to follow?
And I was going up with a girl. Her name was Karma, and she was like
Karma. That's interesting.
Karma. She was like a married chick from New Zealand, and I just started going out with her. I was like, I want to go. I want to see her. So I went to school with him for a year in year 11, and then I dropped out. Then I finished year 11. Then I wasn't going to go back to school, but my boys, my footy mates were one of the like a few boys to get together at Kingsgrove High. And I wanted to make the Australian schoolboys team. Yeah. That was my goal.
Yeah.
And cause I was a gun. As a junior, I was a man too. You know, I mean, just in the senior, I was a junior, I was the man.
Yeah.
Made every team, and I wanted to make the Australian schoolboys. So I went back to with the boys, and played the year with Kingsgrove with Lance Thompson.
You played for Kingsgrove Colts?
No, Kingsgrove High.
Oh, Kingsgrove High. Sorry.
Kingsgrove High. So I played Lance Thompson was there. Who else? A few of the brothers, Saki Missa. A few of the brothers. We had a few good local juniors that played for reps like St George.
A lot has changed as well around the club now. Like
SG Ball and that. Yeah,
I feel like participation's dropped heaps, man. I feel like the St George area has copped a massive hit with that as well. Did you play for any of the junior clubs in the St George? Who did you play for?
I played for who did I play for St George?
United.
Hurstville.
Yeah, Hurstville.
Hurstville United.
Fuck, I used to have big battles with those boys.
Hurstville United. Played Hurstville for about 3 years.
Yeah, nice.
Played for Elwood. I don't know.
Elwood Saints?
Elwood Saints.
Yeah.
Played there for 1 year.
Matty played for him.
Matty played for him. Blakey Fergs played for him. I played 1 year there. And then I just hopped around, played for Carra Juniors. In Glebe there, played for Carra Juniors. Then Newtown Jets. Yeah, so I moved around a bit.
How good's that? And how's your sons these days? I know CJ's playing for
the Rabbits.
For the Rabbits. How's he going?
He's up and down, bro. Like CJ's got all the talent in the world, but he's just mental. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like getting that mentality right and believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Believing in yourself. Like, believing in your talent. You can have all the talent you want, but if you don't believe in it,
I agree with
go
that.
out there and fucking prove it, and look forward, like challenge yourself to fucking make it happen, then you're always going to be on April.
I think that's your biggest strength. You always believe in yourself.
That's my biggest strength, bro. My biggest strength.
Did that just come overnight, or was that something you always had in you?
That's just something that God's gifted me with. Like, you know,
with that, like it could be perceived as arrogant.
I know.
Especially
a lot of it was because I think but when they meet me, they're like, he's a mad cunt, this fella. Like, he's deadly, you know. But nah, bro. I was like, I just believed in my talent, and I knew I had something special. You know what I mean?
Your career took off at a pretty young age.
Yeah, I was 18.
Yeah, did you? Was it hard to not get carried away with yourself? And
but I was always like level-headed. I've always been, you know.
You've always been competitive.
I've always been competitive, but super competitive. But I've always been level-headed to the fact that I never change. You know who I was as a person, and never thought I was better than anybody else. You know what I mean? That was my biggest strength, and that's why I can be perceived a certain way because of the way the alter ego sort of took over.
But that's just
that's
not
me.
you.
I mean, it's not me. That's just someone that's fucking. I've been as a kid with my cousins, with my friends, you know, playing footy or playing touch or playing whatever, marbles, you know, whatever it may be. And I want to be the best. That's how a competitive, competitive like belief.
It's not wrong. Nothing wrong with that. Like if you're not confident within yourself, you know, if you're a rugby league player, soccer player, boxer, like you get walked all over.
100%. You will never reach your full potential if you don't tap into that inner.
I agree.
Alter ego that needs to come out.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I got a pretty cool script for it, and I really can't wait to talk about for your whole career because, mate, there's been some pretty big moments.
100%.
But before that,
I'm the baddest brother throwing down, bro.
Still 100%.
Not this time, at that
You've
time,
been preaching that since the age of 18.
But they'll never give me my flowers, Joshy. They'll never give them to me because I'm outspoken. I'm proud Muslim. You know we live in a racist like society, bro. And in Australia, it's like it's embedded into people's psychic. You know what I mean?
You got to act a certain way. You got to look a certain way. You got to talk a certain way.
You got to be corporate and this, man. Just be you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't ever be afraid to be you, no matter who it offends.
And you know what? I reckon if Anthony Mundine kind of debuted in today's world at 18 years old, the perception on you would be completely different.
Oh yeah.
Because this world is now looking for people that are authentic, that speak their mind.
Yeah.
But back then, completely different world.
Completely different, bro. Wow. I was one out, bro. By myself. One out.
It were.
And I've done that for years. Like, you know what I mean? The system that's the one thing that God's given me, like the resilience to cop what I copped. I didn't give a F-U-C-K, bro. I just didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's water off a duck's back. Like, let's go again. Let's go. I'm ready to go.
But not only that, all that, like, adversity has made you the person you are today.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, if it was all flowers and roses and you know you get all the pats on the back, you'd get comfortable. You won't create that tougher exterior like you have now.
Badly.
So no, I respect that. The biggest thing I respect out of you is you speak your mind, and if people don't believe in it, or they are with you, like it is what it is.
They're with me or against me, bro. They're gonna.
But it's not personal, bro.
It's not personal. I'm not personally attacking no one. This is I built my platform to say what the fuck I want to say. If I want to say what I want to say and stand up for what I believe in, then you know what I mean. If you don't like it, then that's good on you. You don't have to agree with it.
Yeah.
But I built this shit. You know what I mean? Who put this shit together, man? Me, you know what I mean? Like, they can't mess with that. You know
I feel like everyone just gets heated about what people say and everyone's got an opinion because it doesn't create a discussion. Like there's no debate. You know what I mean? If someone goes into a debate, it's like I think this way. That means it's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like when you say something straight away, you can't just respect what you believe in. Like it might be wrong, it might be right, whatever it is, but just respect what you truly believe. That's all
That's the thing, bro.
I see.
I had a lot of tongues wagging over the years. You know what I mean? And I still do today. You know, because my legacy, it's never going to be surpassed. You know what I mean? Like
it'll be very hard.
No one's done what I've done in the history of sport, not just in Australia but the world. You know what I mean? At the levels I've done it.
How does that make you feel when you said it before, like you haven't got your flowers? Like how does that make you feel? Does that eat away at you at all? Or are you content with it?
Not really. I mean, man, they're too proud to fucking say it how it is. You know what I mean? If I was a white fella, if I was a gabba mean white fella, they'd have fucking statues all over the country of me. You know what I mean? Every city. You know what I mean? Like prop me up. You know what I mean? On a pedestal. But they constantly try to not bring me down, but just keep me where they want me to be.
Have you always felt that? Like you always have to kind of, you always have to take a step back and you're always playing behind the 8 ball because of who you are.
Right, that's the reason why I started speaking out. Because I knew, being an Aboriginal urban kid with these big dreams, I was never going to be, I want to have to play 2, 3, 4, 5 times better than anybody else. Just to get
more of a point to prove.
More point to prove, just to get the accolades that I deserved. So I wanted to be known as a pulverizing sort of personality to have confrontation with the media, with my opponent, with my rival, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? I wanted that because I knew that was going to draw people into watching, paying attention, and to see if this cat's fucking if he's the real deal.
It makes sense. Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Well, I got you a fresh pair of shoes from a proud sponsor, ShoeGrab. I know you're one of their #1 loyal customers, so you probably. I hope you don't got a pair of shoes of this type. But let's open her up and see what you got, brother. You've been shopping there for a while, eh?
You've been there for a while, bro. Pretty good.
How good's that? Pair of Yeezys, fresh Yeezys.
Yeezys, man.
Back to back. How good. Jay's feeling generous. Do you got Yeezys by any chance?
Nah, I don't.
You don't?
I do now. Man,
thank you. How good. What do you got, bar? What's your shoe size?
11.
Oh, they're cracker.
11.
Same as Beau Ryan.
Yeah, they're beast.
Good. Yeah, they're fresh. They're fresh.
Yeah. Fresh to death, bro. I'll be looking, get a fabulous in these.
Chuck them in, brother.
Nah, thanks, my brother.
Nah, my pleasure, man. Thank you, ShoeGrab.
Thanks, ShoeGrab, man. Keep giving me them discounts, brothers.
Plenty of the brothers out there that will be asking for a discount, I'm sure. So, like, you're pretty talented as a kid. Obviously, you're an old man boxer, talented footy player. Basketball, I hear as well.
Yeah, I was a gun. I was a beast cut. I was a bad boy. Like, I was, man. If I really focused on basketball, I could have went somewhere.
There's no real pathway for basketball in this country, unfortunately. Back then as well.
Back then as well, it was even worse.
Nothing, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I was a bad boy. I played in the state championships, right? Listen to this. I didn't even play rep basketball, right? And I went to school, and I told you about the Glebe High School.
Yep.
And Rob Murphy was our coach. He was a state representative team coach, the national, and one of their players got injured or wasn't going to play. So Rob, because I played in the local comp, so long as you're represented to the local comp, you can represent your state.
You're eligible.
So he asked me if I wanted to go to Albury and play in the state championships.
Aubrey.
Yeah, that was back down there.
Yeah.
It was all different cities and different times. I said, yeah, I'll play, right? Yeah. So they flew me down to Albury, rushed me down there, and I played in the state championships. I never wasn't even a fucking representative player.
What position did you play?
I was a guard, shooting guard, but mainly guard, you know.
And was that not much of a regret because it actually worked out for you, but do you ever think to yourself, what would have happened if I just pursued boxing, basketball?
Yeah, man. I was crazy, bro. I was like, I had mad talent. And not just that, I mean, I'm 5'11", but I could get up. I could fucking do windmills behind the head.
Seriously?
I was crazy, bro. I was a bad boy in basketball, like crazy.
Any of your other family members are professional sportsmen or were close to be a professional sportsman besides yourself?
Nah. Blakey Fergs, he's my cousin.
He's your cousin,
He's a cousin. I got a couple of cousins like Jimmy Roberts from up north.
You're distant with Amos as well, aren't you?
Remus.
Oh, of course.
Remus Smith, he's my nephew.
Yes,
He's my sister's son.
Yes.
Tyron Smith. So he's my nephew, and we're close. So we got some talent. My boys kind of come through, but Anthony in basketball and CJ in football, which I think that CJ can go, but he's gonna have a crack on another year or two, and then I think he's gonna go to boxing because I think that's where you'll see him shine.
Well, you said it off camera, but I want to repeat it.
He's got more ability than me, bro.
That's a big statement.
It is. And I know talent. I see talent. You know what I mean? So I've trained him a couple of times. I work with him, and he's got it, man. Well, something special. Let's
talk about your career. You obviously debuted and played for the Mighty Red V, the Dragons.
Yeah.
Dragons Junior, of course. You lost in the 96 grand final.
Yeah, I was 21, bro. But we were supposed to go nowhere that year.
Yeah, you finished what, sixth, was it? I think
we finished at seventh.
Seventh, there you go. And you come up against the Manly side that was absolutely stacked.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Jeff Tuvey, Steve Menzies.
But the thing is,
Cliffy Lyons was on the bench.
We would have had a chance if the ground was dry.
What was it?
It was muddy. You know what I mean? So we were mad on a dry track. But and then the famous Matthew Ridge, when he the non-tackle when he kept running, and they got that momentum and they scored. That sort of put a nail in the coffin.
What highlights do you remember of that day in particular? What stands out for you?
Nothing stands out from that particular day, but that particular final series. The first was Canberra. Second was Roosters, Daly, Fittler. Then the third was Norse, and they were stacked too.
They were too.
They were stacked
back then, especially.
And then we pumped them all. I didn't pump them all, but we beat them all. And then come up against Manly, but Manly had the best defensive.
They're a big team.
Big team. They had the best defensive structure that year.
You know what I can't understand, and I have to ask this, is like you're obviously 21 years old, you've got all the talent in the world, you're one of the up and coming, best players in the game, but you leave to go to the Broncos. Like I thought, as a club, the Dragons would have fought a bit harder to keep you. What ended up happening there? Why'd you leave?
I just got the big Super League scenario come into play.
Yeah.
When they tried to take over the league, and the league was split into two. I think I think the Knights won it that year for the NRL, which was the ARL back then, and the Knights won it that year, and Brisbane won the Super League. We won the Super League. So it was split 10 teams each.
That's weird.
Yeah, 10 teams each. Each
competition.
Yeah. So but we messed everybody up, man. No one could touch us. I got injured the first game. I was out for 10 weeks, but I come back and played about 14 games at the back of the end of the season, and I carved up, and we beat everyone. We had Alfie, we had Kevin Walters, we had Wendell, we had Gordy, we had Shane Webke.
Who was outside
Lazarus.
you? Who was outside you?
Renoff.
Oh,
Come on, bruh.
oh
Shut the
my
gates,
God.
guys. You know what I mean?
Wow, what a team.
Yeah, we had no one come close to it. We won the World Club Challenge. We won the Super League competition. We beat Cronulla up in Brisbane.
Yeah, you smoked them.
Yeah.
What? When did it dissolve? The Super League.
One year. I didn't have 1 year. I didn't have 1 year. Wow. 1 year, and then the next year. That's why I signed.
What a weird time.
Listen to this. I signed because you'll get upfront money, right? Sign-on money. So I got 100,000 to sign for Super League, or I got 150,000 to sign for ARL, and I signed both, but I took the Super League money, and I didn't take the ARL money. So then I went to court all year. I was going in and out of court during the season.
Yeah.
I'd fly back to Sydney, go to court, and then by the end of the year, they said I had to go back to the ARL, which is the NRL, and by that time I was on open market again. So I got my money from
checks, not checkers, brother.
100%. You know what I mean? I mean, they'd be mad for me for saying this, but because I got signed for Brisbane for $350 per year.
Yep. Big bucks back then.
Big money, bro.
Yeah.
You're talking back in 97, 96, 97, bro. $350, but really I got $450. But
you just took that extra.
No, I got 100,000 sign on plus. But Brisbane was paying me $450 a year. But it was like not under the table, but just like in sponsorships and all that.
Yeah.
So I was getting $450 a year. So I was getting $450, and I got the 100,000. But I got the 100,000 each year for the first year. So I got $750 that year.
You're kidding.
And then that's all she wrote. Then I was open market again. I was on open market again.
You get away with that.
How good is this?
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
So that makes sense why you went back to the Dragons then.
Yeah, then Dragons come back. They said, where you going? Choc, where you going, bro? I said, because Jerry Maguire just come out. Remember Jerry Maguire?
Of course.
Showed me the money. And that's what I said. I said, bro, whoever shows me the money, that's where I'm going.
That's funny how was there any other clubs in the mix for you?
Yeah, there was a couple of other big clubs, in the mix, yeah, for sure.
Which ones?
I can't remember now, but there's a few others but Dragons gave me the biggest deal.
But the Dragons like the top of your list to go to?
Yeah. Because it's home. I knew the area, I knew the club.
The Dragons was based back then at a Cogra, but now they are based out in Wollongong because obviously the merger and whatnot. Yeah. So obviously no regrets with that.
No regrets with that, bro. Like that was crazy time, man. And,
well, funny that because you come back to the Dragons now. This is your third grand final 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, almost like in 1999.
96, then 97.
Yep.
And then 99. Yeah.
99, correct. And you're playing against the Melbourne Storm.
Storms.
Yeah, what a year. That's obviously probably your
peak year. Fuck. That was my best. That was one of my probably statistically was the best year. Like, I was the best in the world, the best. No, shut the gates. You know what I mean? Like there's no other player playing or 5'8" playing at my level on a week to week basis consistently, and that's why I left the game, bro. That's why I feel like I sort of like got crushed from the game and the system and. They finally got me when they didn't pick me for 99. They had a try series. Now they put this online before.
Tri Nations, right?
The Tri Nations.
Yeah.
So it was New Zealand, England, Australia to tour England, but it was over in England. And they take 42 men. You know, Australian team.
It's a big squad.
It's a big squad.
It's not that big now, but like
I know, but
back then it was.
It was a big squad, 42 men, bro. I didn't even get picked in that. So I was like, fuck this. I was like. Did
you get a reason though? They give you any reason why they didn't pick you?
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. Why I left the game. But then I was like, fuck. I was just devastated. I was like, fuck this. What am I going to do? Then I was going to retire then. Like I was thinking about retiring in the off season, but I said, nah, I want to come back to have a mad off season.
Yeah.
And fucking show these suckers again, like who's the man, you know? Then start of 2000. Start killing it again. But the last 3 games I played was the Newcastle at Newcastle.
Melbourne?
Nah, Canberra at at the SFS in Sydney, and then the Roosters down at Wynn, and I carved all leading into the Anzac Test, right? And Daly's out, Fittler's out. So everyone's thinking that, fuck, Choc, you're killing it, bro. It's going to be you. 100%.
Next one up.
100% it's going to be you. So, and I carved Newcastle, I carved Roosters, and I carved Daly. I mean, Fittler. I'm Fittler at the end. Because Daly and Fittler, they never beat me, bro. They never beat me in one game, not in my whole career. Like 7 years that I played.
Yeah, well.
Professional, they never beat me. And you know the teams, you play them twice a year or 3 times, 4 times, maybe in the finals, whatever. And I pretty much always played them in the finals. So we play them at least 3 times a year. And their team never beat my team and I always outplayed them. Alhamdulillah. Like just, and they were, because when I was young, bro, I used to have premonitions. Like, I used to have premonitions and thinking.
Is that from visualizing, manifesting?
No, God was trying to show me something, bro, but I knew I was going to make it. I knew that I was going to be a champion in boxing. I used to say it as a 8, 9-year-old, I'm going to be champion of the world in boxing. If you ask my teammates at St. George, I'd go in the trainers some days, go in the shower, ask Graham Bradley. I used to tell, because they called him Penguin. I said, Peng. You know, he waddles like a fucking penguin. I said, Peng, I'm gonna be champion of the world. He goes, fuck, you ain't been the champion of nothing. Wake up yourself. You play a footy, you mad cunt. You know what I mean? I said, but you'll see. And then it happened. You know what I mean? Like, I know
you spoke it into reality.
Gave me premonitions when I knew this when I was young. You know what I mean? So when I come to a certain, I had a dream, bro. I had a dream when I was young. You know the, what's that? Star Trek, when they had the swords, them thing fights.
Star Wars,
Star Wars, or Star Trek, Star Wars. It's close. I was pretty close, but they I was always thinking I was like visualizing in my head. Fittler was gonna be was on one side, and Daly was on another one, and I'll always beat him. I'd always beat him. This is in my dream. So and it happened to show it go in my career. They never beat me. One time, the last game that I played against my career, and my last game I played, that was the game the day before they picked the Anzac Test. Fittler was out, Daly was out. I told you, we was playing Roosters down, win. They were up by 20-10. I get hurt. I come off. Oh, fuck. I had to get a needle. I had to get you would have done plenty. So I got an injection. My shoulder or something. Come back on, and we scored. Then I scored the winning try. Scored a mad try, try. Won the game. We won the game by 2. And I was thinking, wow, how bad is this? You know?
It's all working out. So
then I was thinking, fuck, now it's time to fucking, everyone's saying like how fucking mad I was playing. You come back and you was a game breaker or whatever. So the next day they were picking the Anzac Test. And then I sat by myself in the car. So I wanted to listen on the radio. They've read out. And they didn't pick me out at 6. I thought, fuck, these cunts want to do it again to me. They're going to put me on the bench. You know what I mean? Like they did in Origin in 99, and the same year. The year before. So then they didn't pick me on the bench. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I ring Code and Nasser. My brother boy was taking care of me at the time. I said, bruh, book me a flight. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I need to go. He goes, what do you mean you need to go? I said, just book me a flight. I'm going. I need to go overseas. I want to get the fuck out of here. So I just got booked on a flight, jumped on a plane and left. I didn't tell nobody, bro. I didn't tell my mum, my family, nobody. I was left. Got to America. I rang my mum. Said, Ma, I'm in America. I'm just going to take a week or 2, take my time off. Need to fucking reconsider what I want to do and where my hat mentally, because it just made me fall out of love with the game. I'm bitter, made me bitter at the game. You know what I mean? And
you resented?
I resented it, bro. I resented it hard.
Who got picked ahead of you, if you don't mind me asking?
Matty Johns. And I love Matty. He's my brother boy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love Matty. You know?
It's nothing personal. You believe you're a better athlete than him?
Not that I believe it, bro. I was. You know what I mean? There's no one. Yeah. And especially that year, there's no one close to me. Yeah, no one.
It's true.
Like, I'm still in 17, 18 tries a season as a 5'8". And plus tries, plus one of the top try assists.
Not many do
that. It doesn't happen, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and like Matty, like I said, I love him. He was athletic, but he wasn't playing nowhere near what I was playing, or no one was at the time. And That just crushed me. I was like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
And no one gave you an answer to why you weren't picked to the green and gold.
And then Chris Anderson, he was a coach, right, at the time. His comment, because obviously the media on fucking what happened to Mundine.
Yeah, of course.
His comments was, he didn't get picked. This is his quote. He didn't get picked up because of his off-field characteristics. Now, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I never been caught or having any fucking, what do you call it, pissing in public or drugs or scandals. No scandal whatsoever. You know, I was just fucking proud black fella that, and a Muslim that fucking spoke truth and stand by what I believe in. You know what I mean? That's what I was, and that's what he come out with. And I remember the headline, bro. That's why I was like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like
that would have just
that
would have added fuel to the fire.
That added fuel to the fire, and I was like, fuck this, I'm out. So I said, then when I come back and I renounced my retirement, said I'm going to boxing. People thought I'd be there for a year or two and fucking come back. You know what I mean? Like he'll come back to fucking
100%. They would have thought that.
He's not going to be good enough to box it, and he'll come back to make the money he's earning now. You know.
It sounds like you're always having to prove people wrong, right?
Yeah.
Like for your whole career, if it was in boxing, if it was in rugby league, your childhood as well. I remember watching. I remember listening as a kid and hearing when you actually made the switch. I'll never forget it because I was actually I was a Bulldog supporter, but I supported the Dragons as my second team because of yourself and Nathan Blacklock. I looked up to you guys.
Yeah.
And you brought personality. You know what I mean?
You
brought you guys were having fun,
charisma, fucking
like,
personality, flamboyancy, like fun and
it wasn't boring. You know what I mean? You guys weren't boring to watch. You were
it was
entertainers.
entertainment, bro.
Correct.
It was in the entertainment business. You know what I mean?
I like hearing you now. It makes sense, but back then I couldn't understand why would he leave? Like you're one of the best players to leave the game.
Yeah,
you're at the top of your game.
At the time, I was easily the top 3 players in the world at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Easily.
Yeah.
And one of the highest paid players in the world as well. I was getting 600,000-700,000 back then. Today it's like fucking 1.5 million. You know what I mean? Like, there's no one on that today.
Like you just touched on it. You were one of the best players in the game, but like you always had guys like Lockyer, Daly, Barrett. You reckon if everyone was healthy, like where would you put yourself in that category with those players?
Best. I was the best. If I had stayed in rugby league and had that drive like I did when I was coming in, no one come close to me. Nobody would come close.
What about this? What about if you get picked, all right? You get picked to play in that Tri Nations series. Would you still be playing rugby league?
Maybe. That's what I'm saying. If I would have got picked in I knew I was only out of boxing, but I probably would have kept it off a couple of years. You know what I mean? And enjoyed the.
You never think about that? Like you never think about like what if?
Well, that's the sliding doors moment, isn't it? You know what I mean? So, of course you think about it, but reality and fucking fiction is totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But how was your transition like with boxing? Because you've obviously had the resentment and the bitterness towards the NRL, and you've also got that added pressure on you now to having to prove a lot of people wrong.
Well, I knew from a young age that I was gonna. I knew I had ability. I knew I had talent in boxing. My dad taught me the fundamentals, but I was never in the gym all the time. But you know, when you're playing footy year in year out, since you're 4 years old, play footy year in year out. One year I wanted to fucking break. Like fuck, I'm sick of footy. Let me have a break.
Yeah,
that was when I was 16, right? 15, 16. So then my dad he had a mate in New Caledonia, in Noumea, and he had the Amateur League, because he had the association league for the amateurs and the Amateur League. It just came out. But the association was being run by Bill Tunstall. He was like racist, fucking redneck dude, right?
Tunstall, what does that ring a bell?
I think it's Bill Tunstall. So I forgot his name, but I think that's him. But anyway, it was a racist lad that was running it. And my dad didn't want to fight under him. So he had a mate that was doing fights in New Caledonia and Noumea. And so I took the year off and had 4 fights over there. 4 amateur fights. And that's all I had. That was only my amateur pedigree and experience was 4 fights. That was it. And then I went back to. Then I went mad. I won all the fights. I come back. I thought, fuck, I should go pro. I wanted to turn pro, but I just turned 17. You have to be 18. Like, fuck, I'm not waiting another year. I mean, so then I was, fuck, I go back to footy. So I went back to footy, and by that year, I debuted at Penrith Park.
Wow. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck, how good's that? What was the fallout like?
Against Brandy and Freddie. And Carter, all the boys.
There were guns back then too.
There were guns, bro.
What was the fallout like and the reception after you just took off and left the Dragons?
Oh, well, some were pissed off. I remember a player.
Teammates?
Their teammates were probably pissed off, but they didn't know what I was going through. You know what I mean? Like, I wish they would have talked to me like man to man and had a yarn to me about it. But because I remember Craig Smith, he was a beast, prop forward. He was he said something like, I don't know, I thought what he said something about it. He said basically like, you know, he's not going to get special treatment, this and that. And I was like, bruh, you don't know what I'm fucking going through, you know what I mean?
No one reached out?
Nah. Nobody reached out. Then I come back. When I got back, I flashed that fucking Muhammad Ali look. I was reading a book on the way over the plane and back. And then I went straight to Brian Johnson's house. I love Brian Johnson. He's a fucking gentleman, bro. He's one of the... He's a man that gave me the biggest payday. I took 10% of the salary cap with my signing, that big signing. And then... So I had a lot of respect for him, not just for that, but just the man he is. Went to his house, told him, and I went down to see Wadey. Dave Waite told him, and they wanted me to go see the board. I said, no problem. So I went to St. George League Club. That's when all the media was there, seeing the board. They said, as long as you don't come back and go to another club, you know, you give us your word on that, or sign on that. I said, no, I would never do that. I'll come back and play for yous. You know what I mean? And then no, that's when I announced my retirement. I said, I'm going to be world champ.
Wow. Yeah, that was your last day of rugby league, right?
Last day, bro.
But
I loved it. Like, Joshy, growing up, you fucking look forward to footy.
Oh, yeah.
You get your camaraderie with your mates and your friends. You become accustomed to the game. You know what I mean? And I loved it, but that moment when that started and things started to happen, I saw the wrongdoing by the system, by me and the league. I was like, fuck. If it's fuck me, then I'm fuck you. I'm out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need this shit.
Did you obviously had a good relationship with Blacklock? Did he ever reach out? Did you ever have conversations with him?
Yeah, but Macca, he's fucking. But like, I know mentally I'm strong. Like, I'm super strong. You know what I mean? I'm fucking crazy strong. Mac is weak in that sense. Like, I have to, if he had a quiet game, he'd come to me, bruh, fuck, he'd just complain. I said, Mac, you can't complain, bro. It's fucking done. Like, it's over. You know what I mean? Guess what? We're playing next week, champ.
Look ahead.
We're playing next week, champ. You know what I mean? So fucking get your mindset. Fucking, I was working on him at times, to try and build him
support system.
Support system. I was, especially in '96, but I gave life to the whole team, like belief to the whole team because of my mindset, because the way I was as a 21-year-old fucking kid, like, fuck, let's go. Who the fuck wants it? You know what I mean? Let's go. I'm the fucking Mac. Just follow me, boys. Come with me. Follow my energy. Follow my belief. And that's how we started on that run.
You speaking right now, seeing your passion, your belief, reminds me of one player. And do you know who that is? Latrell.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. The way you were just speaking to me, I just felt like I was listening to Latrell.
Like me and Trot, right? We had disagreement, like, recently about a certain issue, but I love the brother. Like, I've been in your shoes, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I've been there, probably 10 times worse. And what you think you're getting at. Like, he wasn't like me. He didn't say fuck the anthem. He didn't say fuck the flag. Like, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't stand up against. He's proud to be black. And he shows that in his heart and his soul. You know what I mean? And like I told you, this system's so racist. They think, him being like that, is a threat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To give life and to inspire other brothers and sisters to have that same belief and strength. You know what I mean? So they try to put him down in the media, I'm saying, try to put him down as much as they can to try and break his spirit.
Yeah.
Break his spirit. They couldn't do that to me. They could never do that to me. So I want to say to Latrell, brother, I love you. I want the best for you. Kill it tomorrow night. And God willing, inshallah, kill it tomorrow night. And show them. Show them who you are. And play with that passion and that pride that you have. And I know you have. You know what I mean? Don't be a sook. Just fucking get in there and lead by example and lead with strength and power.
I love that. I want to be educated here because like I'm obviously I don't know what world you live in. Like you're obviously in a very different position to I am. Like I'm very privileged I come from immigrant parents that, you know, come here, created a new life in this beautiful country, but you obviously got a different background. I want to know why players don't sing the national anthem with pride. You know what I mean? Particularly the Indigenous boys. I know it's a very sensitive topic, but I just want to be educated around it. Because like for me personally, the proudest moment for me is to represent this country. You know, and everyone in line is
100%. Yeah. I'm not saying that wouldn't be a proud moment, which it would, but if you do your research on
different perspective, right? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, but if you do your research on the anthem's actually a white supremacist song. It's Advanced Australia Fair. It's like fair as in fair go, but it's not. It's fair as in fair colour, because back when this anthem was established, that blackfellas couldn't have. They were wheat and flour. They were considered cattle. You know what I mean? They had no rights. They had no citizenship. No nothing. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you do your detailed research on the anthem and, you know, the words, you know, the words, and they cut that song. They took a paragraph out or one or two paragraphs out because it was so blatant. You know what I mean? It was just basically, white supremacist song that was because it had that white Australian policy. You couldn't come to Australia. I'm not sure. I think it was ended in the 70s. But you couldn't come to Australia if you're Chinese, if you're fucking, you know, Islander, if you wasn't white. And the white, and guess what was the song for the white Australian policy was? Advanced Australia Fair.
How do we solve it? Because like me as a person, like I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, Lebanese, Indigenous Australian, white. Like, what's the solution you reckon?
Bro, we're all here as a people living in this beautiful country. You know,
because I personally I don't understand racism.
We gotta pay respects to the traditional owners, the TOs of the land,
100%,
and the Aboriginal people, right? So, like I said, we need to come up with something new, that inclusive of everybody, and leaves nobody out, nobody feeling like they're not a part of the movement moving forward. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And back to what I was saying, I don't understand racism. Like, I grew up around it. I was a minority, right?
Yeah, you were a minority. I mean, racism's taught. It's not fucking, you know, you're not born with it. You know what I mean? Like, you see two kids, 2-3 years old, they're not gonna give a shit if you're black or white or brown or whatever, Chinese, whatever. They just play. You know what I mean? But it's indoctrinated and taught over the years of generations. You know what I mean? And so it's been taught to these kids. It's been taught to their mindset to the point where it's a stereotype and a second nature. Like, they just go with the flow with it. You know what I mean?
Because back to my question, I don't understand racism because, like, I love embracing different cultures, different nationalities, because the world would be boring if we were all the same.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense to judge someone of their color or their belief.
100%.
So I hope one day that I believe it.
Racism always going to be there, bro. But you just got to educate as much as you can, because education is going to
eradicate,
eradicate and
flip the
reteach,
script.
flip the script on them. That's the most important thing is the education part of it. You know, we can get that and implement that in programs and things. You know, we'll get more and more people on the right side.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. I really believe in a world where we all recognize each other as one. Yeah. You know, we all respect each other's beliefs, and I guess it's a dream. It might not ever happen, but like you said, it's around education and just talking about this new generation and
100%,
instilling it in them. What watching the Origin, what do you reckon? Who's going to take out the series?
I reckon New South will win tomorrow. But Queensland's going to be hard to beat in game 3. I believe Queensland will probably take it again. But we're getting close.
Back in your day, were Queensland what they are now?
No. I think I don't know if we drew our series. Yeah, I think we drew our series. I can't remember, but they were strong. Obviously, they had Alfie, they had fucking Wendell, Gordy, Webkey. So they had some guns. We had guns too.
Yeah.
So it's always been a mad duel, bro. But they just have something that New South Wales don't got, and that when that started. I believe that started when Billy Moore started screaming out Queenslander, Queenslander. You know what I mean? Like
that changed.
It changed the game, bro. It flipped the script on them, and now their mentality, their mindset is to believe in that fucking jersey that it means something that much to them. They're willing to fucking die for that shit. And that's we gotta get our players at that same mentality, that same belief, and willing to die for our jersey. Until that happens, Queensland's gonna fucking run rain.
I agree. Before we get into boxing, I think your experience, obviously, life spiritually as well, was a big talking point.
Yeah,
you found Islam.
Yeah.
How old?
I think I made my shahada in 98, 99.
And what drew you to the religion?
But well, I always wanted to get close to God. You know what I mean? I wanted to get close to God when I was a teenager. You know what I mean? And, you know, obviously knowing what I know now, like blackfellas, we were indoctrinated and taught, you know, Christianity because they're, you know, the white fellas that come over and, you know, colonized our country and whatever. You know what I mean? And you have to learn that Jesus is God and this and that. Then you learn about all the. But I want to get deep into the faith and get deep into the foundation of the belief. Because to me, I couldn't see how God could be a man, and this is just thinking from myself.
Yeah. And
how God can be a man, and he's human like me, like he's limited. You know what I mean? And then I started to learn. A couple of my uncles were pastors, and so I went to, you know, because we were Church of England, so I become a Christian. And I want to learn about it. So I started talking to my uncle, and telling me about the Trinity, the Holy Spirit, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. You know, how they come about. And then that sort of didn't sit right with me. So then I started doing more sort of research on it, and found that it was, you know, the concept of the Trinity didn't come out till after, for like, I don't know how many years, but a long time after the fact that when Jesus passed. You know what I mean? And I studied the historical Jesus, and he sort of, he's in the Bible. He prayed to God in the Garden of Gethsemane. He asked God for help. Like, he's obviously, to me, he wasn't God. That was like, you know, so he was acting more like a prophet, like a messenger of God, because he was, you know,
relaying messages
from God, right? And then I, you know, this was before I met Coda and whatever. So I always had that belief. But I didn't do anything about it. I just sat on it. Then Coda came into my life when I was 21. And this is funny, bro. I'll tell you a story. I don't know, Coda might kill me for saying it.
Can't wait.
But brother Abs, he used to not door, but just be like maybe a doorman. And what was that place I'm across? Oh, fuck, what the crap?
There was that many places.
No, there's only one. I forgot what it's called, but he was dormant. But I was at Goodbar one night. It might have been my 21st birthday, I think. I'm not sure if it was my 20. It was like when I was 21. And a Goodbar, you remember Goodbar at Oxford Street?
Yep.
And it was mad back in them days, and I was there and talking. And Ab's a mad Dragons fan. He knows a lot about sport. Like, he's pretty educated. So he comes up to me. He's introduced himself. He's with another mate of his, Fetty. So then I started joining the conversation, started talking, and I'm telling him, this is before we made the finals. I said, "Bah, don't worry, I'm just a cocky cunt." You know what I mean? Like, "But we're gonna make the finals. Relax, champ. Like, we're gonna make the finals. You're the man. I'm gonna carve up. Don't worry, relax." You know. And then anyway, we started getting closer and closer. So we met there, and we started getting closer and closer. Then he started teaching me the fundamentals about Islam and the monogamy of the belief in God, the one God, with no partners, no associates, and the pillars. Started telling me the pillars of Islam and things like that. Then I read the Malcolm X autobiography. I love Malcolm X because what he stood for, and so I read that. Then I read the Muhammad Ali book. Then started getting me closer, and then I spoke to my uncles up north. I said, we know the pastors. I said, what was our belief as a tribal people? You know what I mean? Before this, we believe in the one God, son. We believe in the one God, and we take care of the land, we take care of the earth. And I said, what about our tribal laws? And you're talking about, women has their roles, men. It's exactly the same as Sharia law, Islam. Like, you get bundied if you steal, or you get fucking killed if you rape, things like that. You know what I mean? That's pretty severe. But obviously, it's for protection of humanity and to live in peace and happiness and tranquility. Yeah. Tranquility. And so then once I found out that's when I took my shahada, because I knew that I was on the same path as what I believed.
And it seems it brought you peace at a pretty busy time in your life, hectic life around you. You know what I mean?
But in saying that, it's building blocks, right? Probably the last 6 years, 7 years, I haven't missed a salah. I've probably missed 3 salahs in the last 7 years, and we pray 5 times a day. Alhamdulillah. So I believe, I never missed 1 salah in the last, or probably 3 salah in the last 7 years. But one in Ramadan, I said, because obviously it's a very holy month, and you try to, dive in to really
give yourself to,
give yourself the best spiritual awakening. And I said, well, I'm going to do every prayer, because obviously you do the 5 prayers, but then you do the Taraweeh prayers after the night prayers. That's for about an hour and a half, sometimes. And so I done that. It was hard, but then after I finished that, I said, just keep going. Why don't you just keep fucking praying? And then I started to pray for another month or so, because I said 5 prayers is easy to fucking all the prayers I was doing. You know what I mean? Doing the Taraweeh prayers, that's an hour and a half in itself. Like, you're doing 5, then doing that, then you're doing extras. This is easy now, you know? So then I started doing, and then before I knew it, I become, if I miss a prayer, I'm conscious, fuck, I gotta pray. It's that connection with God. It's that connection, that higher spiritual connection that you need.
That's interesting.
Because at the end of the day, brother, I like a bit of astronomy stuff and the world and the universe and things. Like, there's so many billions and billions and billions and trillions of planets, stars in the galaxy, right? And, the sun, the moon. That shit can't happen by chance.
No chance.
It can't happen by chance. You know what I mean? There's got to be a creator, a designer to be the sustainer for that, for this world.
It's an interesting one. Like,
you know what I mean? Like,
you think so? God's created all of this, or universe, galaxies, but what's created God?
Nothing creates God.
It's a.
He's a Rahman Rahim. He's the top. He's the king. He's ever living, everlasting. Like, nothing creates him. That's why, as a man, I'm not familiar with the surah, but there's a mad surah about that in the Quran about who God is. You know what I mean? And alhamdulillah, I just I just feel so much more content with life. You feel like because at the end of the day, this life is temporary. You know, Josh, it's temporary, bro. Like I'm 50 next year, bro. 50 next year. Like that happened like that, bro. You know what I mean? Like you about probably 40 or so.
Whoa.
35.
I turned 34 last week, but we're going to get into that. You started making me want to get Botox now.
Sorry, bro. No, but you're 34, 35.
34
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that went like that, cuz. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like that as well. Like
that.
my career just went like that. And it happens when you're enjoying life, right?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like it just happened just quick. And this lifespan 60, 70 years. 80, 90 if you're lucky.
Well, that's what I was going to lean into, because like you had a pretty good boxing career and you're one of the first to, like I said, build that bridge between rugby league and boxing. You've done 59 fights.
I'm not only the first, I'm the best.
The best.
No one never
top of the
people
peak.
People try to come after me, but they can't go to my level. No one will be able to go to my level.
You set the bar pretty high. It's fair to say.
The bar is up, bar. The bar is up. You know what I mean?
It's pretty high up. But like, do you like? I was speaking to like Beau about it, and we always and other athletes. It's very hard to reflect and enjoy the present moment. Like, do you picture yourself thinking like what you have achieved in your career? Like 59 fights, professionally, titles. Man, one of the best in rugby league. Two different codes, man. Completely opposite.
Yeah, I had an unbelievable career. I really feel like sometimes I think like I was a bad boy. You know what I mean? I should have been with Puff Diddy and their crew when they were in their bad boy days, but I was one of the.
He's got some heat on him right now.
I wouldn't want that to be him right now. That's for sure. But sometimes you pinch yourself, bro, and but that's my legacy, man. You know what I mean? I probably fought on a bit too long, to my liking, not because of I didn't have the ability. But because of the weight drain and like I fought Green at the second fight at 83. I didn't make 83. I played about 79. But then I come back down to 71 to fight Horn. I don't know why because I'm just
competitive.
I was dumb.
It's not dumb. You're just super competitive. I
was too competitive to, see I come back down to 71 to fight Horn, but I couldn't be more than 74 fight night. Like they have restrictions on me, but my resistance was shot. So me healthy like now, like bro, I'll pump anyone. My weight 85, 86, I'll pump anyone. I'm super confident.
You mentioned Danny Green. Was that feud always in between you two? Like, or was that just something for the cameras? Like I always wanted to ask you that.
It was real, man.
It was.
It was real. It was very real. But he's mellowed hard the last. It's over now. He knows the feud's over and. He's a good man, I wish him the best, man. But going through it, we didn't see eye to eye. He hated me. I didn't hate him, but I just despised him. Like,
what despised you about him?
Just that he keep talking shit about how good he is. Like he was good. Like I'm not saying he was good. Like what he achieved was fucking marvelous, but he's just a perfect example of limited ability, but sheer belief and hard work. You know what I mean?
And you have to respect that.
Yeah, I respect that. Totally. But I was built a God gifted ability, potential, talent, with the hard work and dedication. Yeah. So I was levels above him. You know what I mean?
There was one fight in your career, I should say, that I want to mention, and it was when you fought Sven Oki.
Yeah, Sven Oki. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
You looking back at that fight,
bro? The only thing that beat me was
because you. I watched that fight over. I wanted to watch it, and you looked like you dominated him.
But I was.
He's undisputed.
He was undisputed. But if you look up, I want you to after this yarn today, go on the Ring magazine, Sven Oki interview, and he gives the best 10 fighters who he's fought, 10 categories of fighters who he's fought. 7 of them were me. Best jab, best feet, best defense. the fastest, like all these categories, and who's the best fighter he's ever fought, and that was me after 10 fights.
It's another sliding doors moment, because what if you beat him and
Yeah.
everything was going right for you that fight, everything. And I think that's the thing about boxing, and the beauty of it is you got to stay on for 12 rounds.
12 rounds, bro. Not just that.
Every minute.
I was gassed. I never had that experience, that seasoning that I needed to be like to last the championship rounds.
In hindsight, you take out those last 2 rounds, round 10, 11, 12, 3, sorry, you win.
Yeah.
Do you ever think back at that and like, what if?
Yeah, I do, but it is what you know. You can think
part of
what
your
if.
story.
But it's not. You can think what if, but it's what is. What is what's fucking happened? You know what I mean? Like now we got to deal with this. Now that's when I was supposed to go back to footy. Everyone, I was coming back on the plane. I had to go to Greece. I had to go here. Come back to Sydney. I was like, what am I gonna like? I was devoed. Like I failed. You know what I mean? I come back and then I got myself in the mental state again to get in the right sort of mindset. Got off the plane. The reporter goes, "What are you going to do now, Choc?" And I said, "Yeah, what am I going to do?" I said, "Don't worry, champ. It's a lucky shot." Then I started rebuilding. A year and a half later, I become the mandatory again. I become the mandatory to fight Odki. Right, he won the WB's A title and IBF title. So he was
So I'm leaning towards now.
He was what do you call it, dual champion.
Dual champ.
And I was about to fight him. Guess what he done? I was mandated. So WBA mandated me to fight him again.
Yep.
He retired. He said, "Fuck this. This cat's ready now. Like he's seasoned now. He had, you know,
He almost got me last time. He'll get me this time.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights. Now he's got more experience. Like this, he's not gonna be gassing the last.
Because after that, you did take out 2 belts.
Yeah.
Like, would you say that was your proudest moment in your career?
Oh yeah, when I fought Antoine Eccles, because so he retired. Then the next, I was number 1.
Yep.
And Antoine Eccles was number 2. So we fought for the title, and Antoine was a big fella, big puncher from, I'm not sure where he was from, but he came off 2 big fights with Bernard Hopkins, who's one of the best fighters in the game. And Bernard Hopkins said he's one of the hardest hitters he's ever fought.
Wow.
And Antoine, then I boxed his ears off. Like, I prepared super hard for that fight.
You know what I don't like about boxing in this country? We don't televise it much and we don't broadcast it. I don't know why. I feel, and like when guys like yourself have achieved unbelievable feats, wasn't really glorified much. Do you feel that?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we have some good talent. We got Timmy Zoo.
Yeah. We
got Georgie Cambosas. We got the young cats. Jai Apateo, who's a good young kid.
He's outstanding.
He's a beast. I aspired him as a kid coming up, bro. He's a beast then. He was only 17, 18, but he's easy gun. What's his name? Paulo kid, the Southpaw. I forgot his name. Paulo. He's like, we got some good talent coming through. So Australia's sort of boxing in a good.
Who's your biggest rival in the boxing world?
My rival.
The biggest rival.
Oh, Green.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer, right?
Green, easy, bro. Bro, easy, man. I tried to tell him let's go number 3. This would be.
You didn't get enough.
No, this is before, like a while ago. But I said, bro, well, you never won number 2, but they gave it to him. You know what I mean? Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not crying about it, but it's 1-1. Let's fucking go number 3. Let's make another 4 or 5 million and fucking call it a day. You know what I mean?
Do you know who got the highest pay-per-view? Which fight?
Number 1. Green Mundine 1. They'll never beat it, bro. They'll never beat it.
That's unbelievable.
And not just that. Back then, they have more subscribers now. They have KO.
That's true.
They have so much more.
I feel like the whole country stopped for that fight.
Bro, it was that was like the Melbourne Cup cards. You know what I mean? Like, that was that.
2 thoroughbreds going at it.
That's what I'm saying, bro. 2 thoroughbreds.
That's something to be proud of, man.
Yeah, man, that was a big moment, and I'm excited. We're working on some behind the scenes documentary film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
When can we
the
reach,
Green Mundine 1.
When can we see that?
Well, we're trying to get, well, that's what I'm trying to say to the, you know, we're trying to touch some base with some producers and production
get in line.
companies and trying to set it all up to let it be released because 2026 will be the 20-year anniversary.
Maybe you get together and have some have a feed.
You know what I mean?
Maybe you get together, have a little feed.
You know what I mean? So that'll be awesome if we can do that, man. And, so if we can get that done by 2026 and release it.
Yeah. What about there was one more fighter because I was obviously doing research about you. You and Jeff Fennick had a bit of a feud as well, right?
Oh, bro, Jeff Fennick's just a punish, bro. Like.
What's happened there? What has happened there?
He's just jealous, bro. Like he's fucking jealous. He's a jealous man. He's an envious man. And what happened? I come into the game, you know, coming from fucking boxing, saying I want to be world champ, and this cunt's like, who the fuck's this cunt trying to be world champ? He'll be no champ. And he's got a team of fighters, like a camp of fighters.
Yep.
Nader Hamden, Ian McLeod, all these other fighters, Billy Hussein, that was a trainer. Skinny Hussein, Hussy Hussein. They had all these fighters when they camp, and I was taking all the limelight. That's all it was, bro. Like I was taking all the limelight. Fucking, I was young, I was good looking, I was charismatic, I was flamboyant, I talk shit. You know what I mean? Like, and after the first fight, when I fought Gerard Zos, I didn't have 4 amateur fights. I fought Gerard Zos. He had 20 professional fights. 20. I had 0. 10 wins, 10 losses. So he's 50-50. But he has experience, so way more experience than me.
He's conditioned.
And I got him out of there in 4 rounds. And then the next day I was giving a Fox Sports interview down at fucking near the Sydney Cricket ground there.
Yep.
Moore Park or whatever. And they ambushed me in my interview.
What happened?
Have a look at it, bro. Have a look at it. They ambushed him, Ian McLeod, Nader Hamden, and the other boys come into on my as I was getting interviewed and started fucking like wanted to have a say. Then Fennick had his say. Then Nader fight me. This is after my first fight. I said, bro, let me have a few fights first. After have a fucking few runs around the track, I'll come and fight you. You know, let me give some experience, champ. You know what I mean?
Fire. So it's fair to say that the feud's still going.
Oh, bruh.
You ever reach out to each other? You're very
when I see him, like I'm respectful. So I'm shake his hand, brother. I hope you're well, man. You know, I wish him the best.
You both got different. Like back to the story, like everyone's got their own differences. You know,
yeah.
By the end of the day, you respect each other.
I respect him. You
know what I mean? Because you both are, Hall of Famers.
Yeah, of course.
I mean? Like, you got to respect each other's games. There's no doubt about that. With everything you experienced in your career, is there a moment that you can go back in time and change?
Everything that I experienced.
Because I feel like you would have faced a lot of crossroads.
Yeah, I did. 100%.
If there was one you could go back and change, what would it be?
I'm going to tell you something, bro. All right. I fought Mikel Kessler, beast. If you watch that fight, animal fight, he was number 1 in the world. I was world champion, WBA world champion. This is before I fought Green the first time. I just started to train with Roy Jones Sr. and get his methods, like the way he teaches how to fight, like the box punching patterns, the feet, everything's in your feet. So I started getting used, and I was fought Mikel Kessler. Close fight. I thought it was a draw. Maybe I didn't do enough to win, but it was a draw. Right, if you watch that fight, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I failed. Went 12 rounds. I lost by decision. I had a meeting with Eddie Jones, the Australian coach, rugby union Australian coach.
Yep.
He offered me to be fly half of the Australian rugby union team that I think it was 207, 206. No, so it's 7 or 8 World Cup.
Yeah.
I can't remember, it was 7 or 8. To be the fly half. Bring me over, build me up, fucking get me ready, and then you can go back to fighting after that. So that was my probably.
Wow.
That was probably he guaranteed me the spot.
would you have taken it back if you had your time again?
That's what I'm saying. That's probably what I would have done different. I would have done a World Cup, be one of the best players in the World Cup, and then come at the Boston.
Who would have done free sports? Wow, in a decade. What about? Have you ever had the opportunity to come back to rugby league? Were you close at any point? Surely there would have been times where like you had that itch, want to get back on that pitch.
I mean, if I really, bro, I'm telling you right now, if I really had that drive and wanted to achieve something, if I wanted to come back today and play a first grade game today, I'll do that easy. It's not a problem. I just got to get some runs around the oval, get some games under my belt in the A grade, then slowly go up. I'm still an animal, bro. Like I just got, but it's fucking hard work. You know how much hard work it is, bro. You know what I mean? Like
it's hard on the body.
Do I have that drive to do that? You know what I mean?
It's an interesting one because, like, you see other players now, particularly today, they're juggling boxing, and like you're one of the first to ever do it.
But bro, I look at it like this, right? Look at the players today. Look at the 5'8" today.
Cody Walkers, Luke Cleary.
Luke Cleary, bro, he's half my size. You know what I mean? If I trained up, he couldn't catch me. You know what I mean? I just needed fucking game time. If I wanted to come back and do it, you know what I mean, I could do it.
So the comeback's still in the cards?
No, it's not in the cards, but if I wanted to do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be fucking unbelievable. Be mammoth. You know what I mean? Like, be crazy.
Wouldn't that create a headline?
That would be, I know I could do it, but don't tempt me, bro, please.
I really want to. All right. Are you good with spicy food?
Not really.
Well, beautiful. So our next segment, what's in the sauce, brother? I want to ask you a few questions, and I know you know a lot about yourself, but let's really put it to the test. All right?
Yeah.
I got a couple for you. Just two. If you get them wrong, you're gonna have to have a hot chip with sauce. All right? Let's go. Let's see how you go. How many premierships had the Broncos won before you arrived at the club?
How many? Well, in the whole time they've been there?
Yeah.
Well, I think that was they. I think they come in at 86. I think I'm pretty sure. 86. They won in 92. They won in 93. So I was on the bench for 93. I was an 18-year-old on the bench for 93 final. Yeah. So I debuted against the Panthers. The last game of the season. Then I sat on the bench the whole way.
Wow. How many were on the bench back then? I'm out of curiosity. It was a bigger bench.
Yeah, it was a way bigger bench. Yeah.
I think they need to bring that back in.
Yeah. So I had 92, 93. Did I win before that? I think they won one more before that. Yeah, I think they won 80, maybe 89. 3.
2, brother.
Shit.
You're right. The 90s, bar. You're right.
Damn.
Oh, let's go. Let me help you.
You're a killer, bro.
You don't have spicy food at all?
Nah.
I won't go too much.
Not too much.
I almost killed Beau before.
Oh, that's a lot, bro. What are you doing, bro? So what do I do?
Just smash it, brother. Smash it. You got
water.
Yeah, we've got your bottle of milk right there for you.
What's the milk do?
Oh, it kills the spice, apparently. I don't know if it's true, but it might be a myth. Just down the hatchet. Don't even think about it. Get the mic. Blowing it's not going to help, I'll tell you that much. There we go, baby. That's it. All right, next question. While you guzzle that milk bottle. You were the highest paid player in rugby league when you left the sport. True or false?
Oh, you.
Is that bad? Is it that bad?
Pretty bad. I'm not used to it, bro.
I think I found your kryptonite. No one can break it down, but that chip did.
Yeah.
I have never seen you this vulnerable before. Well, that's the good news is there's no more of that shit.
Beautiful.
So you escaped that. Just a couple of general questions. If you get selected for the, we've already answered that. True or false? You helped finance Sonny Bill when he decided to leave the league.
True.
Yeah, tell me about that.
He needed, I think, about $750 to get out of his contract or something. Get out of his contract with the dogs, with the Bulldogs, and I was lucky enough to have it then, and
you're a good man.
And I gave it to him, and obviously I knew I was going to get back.
Yeah,
he's a close friend and brother of mine, so and it was under the same management with Coda, so it was all good.
Is that relationship still strong to this day?
Yeah.
You and Coda as well, like you keep in touch
Coda
with
too, yeah.
What's Coda do with himself? Does he still manage any?
He still manages. He's still doing Sonny, but he's doing he's got a, I'm not sure who the player is, but for the All Blacks.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So he just manages soon.
I want to ask you this: how does it feel to be labelled controversial?
Excuse me. Controversial.
Do you feel like it's a fair term to be labelled controversial?
Not really. No, I just say what's on my mind. I say shit that people want to say, but too afraid to say it. You know what I mean?
And that's why you get controversial, which
that's
is
what I'm saying.
Yeah, because again, you speak your mind, you speak what you truly believe in, and
but
why should that be controversial?
Exactly.
Last one. When it's all said and done, what do people want to remember Anthony Mundine for?
When it's all said and done, Choc's number one. That's it.
You were prepared for that one. How many times have you used that one?
I haven't done the first time, I swear to God.
You've made it a couple of songs. Have you made a couple of songs?
I've not rapped a bit, bro.
Yeah, you have.
I've been jack of all trades.
I saw that.
Master of none.
This bloke's not that much.
Nah, I'm a bad boy, cuz.
But in all seriousness, like, what do you want to be remembered for, man? Like, you've done quite a bit in your career.
Yeah, probably just want to remember for someone who busted his ass to be the best that he could be. The best that ever do it, as far as sports-wise, crossover sportsman. There ain't no one better. Just give me my flowers, what I deserve. That's all I want.
Get some recognition.
Yeah, recognition. My documentary with the Green. God willing, I'm gonna get that done. But not just that, but there's gonna be a movie on my life.
Yeah. Do you know when the production will start for that, or when we get the pieces for that?
Yeah, well, we're
working around that.
We're working around that. It's with Hennessy. I think productions right now.
I was gonna say, because it'd be great to get a documentary on your career and your life. That'd be amazing and a good watch for a lot. I don't know why it hasn't even. I don't even know why you haven't had your own documentary yet.
God willing, it's going to happen when it's ordained to happen, man.
Do you like watching the game today? Is there anyone that reminds you of yourself?
I like young Jaden, Presto's boy.
Jaden Campbell.
Yeah, I like Jaden Campbell. He reminds me of myself. He plays, especially when we're in the six. You know what I mean? That I've seen him play the last game or two. He's very instinctive. He plays what he sees.
Yeah.
And he's off the cuff. And that's the thing. You can't have any handbrakes on certain players. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with the coach that coached me, Brian Smith, Dwayne Bennett, and David Waite, is that I had the green light to pretty much do what I wanted to do.
Play free.
Play free, yeah.
It's a very, very hard thing.
There's a lot of players out there, and Jaden, one of them players that play free. It reminds me of me.
What about Cody Walker?
Cody too.
I see Cody a lot to have that competitiveness similarity.
Yeah, but I like
fiercely competitive.
He's ultra competitive, bro. He's ultra competitive.
It can't be more than you, surely.
But he's more sucky competitive. You know what I mean? Like he's a bit like a sore loser. Like one of them brothers or cousins would just be sucking on because you lost.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if I lost, I'm fuck. Let's do it again. Let's go again. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no, that's Cody as well.
yeah, I love Cody, bro. He's Delhi, bro. He's Delhi brother.
Me and Cody used to go at it a couple of times during training, and like we at the time I didn't appreciate it much, but after I appreciate it because we're both super competitive and we both wanted what's best for the team and for each other.
I want to win, bro. It's about
100%. That's all it is about. You gotta. That's the biggest thing about athletes.
I love Coach. He's he can play, and you see his
determination, man.
Determination and want to win.
When people like players go at each other, like you have to remember.
And same with Trot. The Trot's fucking very like.
Oh yeah.
Same as similar to Cody. He can be sooky, but if he's ultra competitive too. You know what I mean? So he's got to try, steer that in the right direction and use it to his advantage.
100% agree, brother. Well, we got a mystery question from a previous guest, cuz.
Oh yeah.
Beau Ryan. He wrote you a tailored question in that envelope, and
let me check it, bro.
And read it out. It could be anything. I'm actually scared. I'm quite scared. Read it out. What's it? Put the mic to your mouth. Bring the mic in, cuzzy.
Yeah. He said, if you were given $10 million, what would you do with it? And he signature of Beau Ryan. So if I was given $10 million, this is no word of a lie. I don't need 10 million. You know what I mean? Alhamdulillah, I'm in a position where I'm living day to day. I'm eating. I'll probably donate 9.5 million to the people that need it. Whether it's in Gaza or whether it's in orphanage or people that ain't got a bed to sleep in, stuff like that. And then I'll probably spend another 500,000, with a nice car, a couple of nice cars.
Gotta reward yourself.
Yeah, go on a couple of trips, first class, business class, whatever, and that's it. Yeah, that's what I'd do.
When he was writing that, he actually said he knew what you would do with it, and you were gonna give it to people that needed it most rather than yourself. And I think he was right about that, man. Yeah. Now you've got the opportunity to write a question for our next guest, and the beauty of it is you don't know who it is for.
That I was for.
So there's an envelope there.
Yeah, that's hard, man.
And a card for you. You can any question you can think of. If it's a question that really resonates with you, and you want to ask this person, the floor is yours, brother.
Who's next?
Who's the next guest? It's a surprise, brother.
You told Bowie.
Yeah, he had no choice because you walked in the door. Don't tell me the question, but is it like something that means to you, or just a generic question?
No, just a generic question.
Easy.
Do you want to know what it is?
Sign it, seal it, and I'll make sure I deliver for you, brother. We've spoken a lot about you, and I wanted to ask you this. Other than yourself, who was also naturally talented, a player that you played against, other than yourself?
Who do I think is the most gifted, or
the number one player?
For me, the number one player
in your eyes.
Yeah, the number one player that I played with and I played against. We're both very competitive.
No doubt.
And, I respect the brother. I played with him. We were partners, halves partners in 93, reserve grade team with the St. George Dragons. He went on to have a stellar career in both codes. You know what it is?
I'm trying to think. You can see me. You can see my brain ticking, can't you? Who was it?
Andrew Walker.
Wow.
Yeah, Unky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not many people speak about him to this day.
Yeah. No, he was a beast,
He slept on, man. He slept on big time.
He's a beast, cuz. Unky could kick. He could fucking
he had speed.
Run. He could create. He had it all, bro. He could defend. He was a beast, bro. He was a beast, and I want to give him his flowers and let him know that I thought he was one of the best to do it.
Wow. That's.
But I want to tell him when we played Roosters that one night and he'd win, and I said see you later to him a couple of times.
What was the banter like back in the days?
Yeah, we just talk shit.
Did you?
Because when you tackle someone, you say, "Well, you talk a bit of crap."
Did you ever get into any punch-ons back in your day?
A couple. I got in a couple. I picked up. I don't know if you showed this. Try and find it. I picked up Jared McCracken and dumped him on his head. And he jumped up.
That's a life sentence these days. He jumped up
and tried to. He started going me, but I grabbed his top and he threw and I ducked and I fucking threw boom boom boom. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Then he come out of it and he's like that with his nose because he must have busted his nose. I got you, bro.
Stung him.
Stung him. Then I thought I was a hard fella out, where I was defending because he's on the same side of me. Come on, run at me now, run at me. I was just
I would hate to come
I was a bit crazy, bro.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Crazy.
But Choc, I know you're a busy man. I really, really appreciate you coming on the show today, brother.
Pleasure, my brother.
We spoke all things about your career, your beliefs, and I really respect that. And
I just love my brother.
I know you haven't gotten the flowers from the majority of people, but I want to give you your flowers and say you're an inspiration to many. And
thanks, my brother.
Again, bro, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Pleasure, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate it.
Cracker.